everyone, how's everyone doing today? My name is Gina and I'm doing great. Okay, so this past weekend, Barry and I went hiking on the Appalachian Trail here in Georgia, and oh my gosh, the view was breathtaking. It was so beautiful. It was a very difficult trail that we went on, but we did it, and I am still a little sore from it, not gonna lie. It was rough, but it was so worth it. But on this trail, I saw such beautiful colors in the leaves, right? Because the leaves had changed. There were these vibrant reds and these vibrant yellows. It was so breathtaking, y'all. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. So what I want to do today is I have already used my Cricut, and I cut out some little leaf shapes on a 4x4 cardstock. They're all the same shapes, right? So I have 4 of them because I'm going to make 4 paintings with them, and this is going to be the easiest thing ever. You don't need a Cricut to do this. You can just hand cut out one big leaf if you want to, but I just wanted to use my Cricut maker and just use a few different leaves in there. Some, like the little leaves, were a little bit hard to cut out. The Cricut maker really didn't want to do it, but I made it do it, so there, it's done. Because what I want to do is I have, let me just scooch over here. I have these, let me scooch up. I have these frames that I got off of Amazon. I think they weren't even maybe $1 each. I got quite a few in one thing. So I want to use them up, so I'm going to use 4 of these, and this is, the inside of it is 4x4. So that's why we need to make this 4x4. So, well, what I want to do is I want to use different mediums for my paintings. So, for instance, I have my watercolors that I'm going to use. I have this watercolor paper. Can y'all see the texture on that? It's like homemade watercolor paper, so it's very just fat and delicious, right? So I've got that. I've got some Yupo paper because I'm going to be using some alcohol inks as well. I have this paper for my colored pencils that I want to use. I'm going to use some colored pencils as well. And then the very last thing is I have a bunch of washi tape that I feel are fall colors if you put them kind of like all together, or you know, kind of has a fall theme to it. Like these actually have leaves on them. This one has, where'd it go? One of them has like little coffees. What is more fall than your lattes and your coffees, right? So I've got those, and I'll probably just use a scrap of paper for those, or this paper. It doesn't really matter. All you need is a piece of craft paper. Okay, so this is a heavy cardstock here. This is my 110 cardstock that I use for that. So I am just going to quit gabbing, and I'm just going to go ahead and just start playing with the stuff. The best thing about this is you don't have to have any rhyme or reason behind what you do. None whatsoever. Started with the watercolor, and I spritzed the paper with water, making sure it was good and saturated. And then it's so easy. I just dipped whatever colors I felt I wanted for my leaves to look like, and just dipped it on there. That's pretty much it. I will start splattering, which I preferred. I think it looked a lot better splattered. But after that, I just let it dry. Then I moved on to the alcohol inks. I will say these alcohol inks I got off of Amazon. They are not as vibrant as, say, Ranger. So I wish I would have used my Ranger ones, but I just had these handy since I had been using them in my resin. So, you know, they were just right there. So again, I just picked colors that I thought would look good for my leaves. I did use some alcohol in a spritzer to spritz, and I just kept adding color on it until I thought it looked good. I actually will blow a little bit on it as well to kind of disperse it a little bit right there. Then just let it dry. Then I moved on to the washi tape. Now this was so much fun. I could have done this like all day long. I started with just putting long strips down just to get kind of like into the groove of it, because I really didn't know how I was going to do this. So I kind of made just a block with the washi tapes at first. Then I'll start doing small little strips, and that is what I loved about this. It just added more texture on top of texture, you know, in dimension. So this was really fun. This one, fun. And then I just set it aside when I was finished with it. I do use the template to see where, you know, I want to keep adding. So that's why I keep putting the template onto the pieces of paper. Again, I could have just kept on and kept on with the little pieces of tape. I'm telling you, I loved it. Then the last is the colored pencil. Oh my gosh, look, I'm a rabbit. I regretted using that dark color at first. I wasn't crazy about it. I thought it was just like red, but it ended up being a deeper red. But it's okay. I mean, it ended up being, you cannot mess up with this. It's pretty much foolproof. You know what I'm saying? So I just kept adding layers of color that I thought would look good for my leaves. And then I do use some of that melts, but you can totally use baby oil, mineral oil to spread your crayon or your colored pencils. Speaking of crayons, I actually started thinking while I was doing this that you could, if you had crayons, you could use it, put wax paper on top of it, take an iron and, you know, go over the wax paper and melt the crayons. That would look beautiful too. And then just let that dry. Now, the watercolor dried like that, so I wanted just to put more splatters on it because it got really muted looking, and oh my gosh, y'all, oh, it's so beautiful. I did use my fan brush because I wanted little sprinkles, you know. Same thing with the alcohol ink. It didn't quite dry as vibrant as I wanted, so I went over it again with some more alcohol ink to try to just vibrate it up a little bit, and it did help to do that. Now all I had to do was just glue these on. I just used my art glitter glue. I did put a little bit too much on this one, but you live, you learn, you know what I'm saying? It was okay. So you just let it dry. Then once the glue is dried, it doesn't take very long with the art glitter glue, then you just cut it out. I use my X-Acto knife to do it, and then you just place them in the frame the way you want them to look. Y'all, this was so simple, so easy, and so much stinking fun. Highly, 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 highly recommend. Do it. The watercolor favorite and the tape, which is yours? Let me know down below. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, if it inspired you, please like the video, share it, and subscribe if you've not already subscribed. That just will help my channel to grow. I hope that y'all are having a great week. I will see y'all next week, and y'all be good to one another. Bye.